How exactly do you build a powerful shot? Well, I've played over 200 professional matches in Europe at the first division levels. As a winger and striker, having a powerful shot is a necessity. So here's exactly how I developed my technique: easy, medium, and hard progressions, and exactly how to train it. Let's get straight into it. Starting off, we're breaking down the technique. All you're gonna need is a ball and a goal. We're gonna be inside of the goal mouth here, which is necessary for helping to develop quick repetitions. We need to focus now on the technique though. Before we start off, let's break down the technique. For the smart player, you'll sit down, you'll pay attention, take notes, and rewatch this. This is exactly the technique that you need to develop to have a powerful shot and be able to strike with both right and left foot. So starting off with step one, it's all about the arm. So what you need to remember is that it's opposite arm to the foot that you're striking with. So if I'm striking with the right foot, it's the left arm that we're using as a helicopter. I like to call it a helicopter as is like we're flying around. So what you need to pay attention to is that is your wind up. So as we're stepping into the ball, it's helicopter arm, which is going to provide balance, power, and stability. If you ever stop and go watch a professional footballer strike the ball, you'll notice this form. That's because the arm up here is providing balance, but it's also acting as a cord all the way through the core down into the leg. This generates power, balance, and stability, as I just mentioned. So step one is always the helicopter arm. Step two, it's about your foot placement. Your opposite foot that you're striking with has to plant firmly beside the ball. As you're planting firmly beside the ball, your focus is on generating force into the ground. Because as you generate force into the ground, the force from the ground is going to come back into your body. This allows you to strike the ball with power. So plant firmly on the ground. Firmly plant on the ground. I'm leaving this clip from Cristiano Ronaldo where you'll see him taking a penalty. As he steps down to plant, he's putting so much force into the ground that the ball actually lifts off the ground. That's because he knows that generating power and force comes from the way he stomps his foot to the ground. Step three, it's all about the way you strike the ball with your foot. Pointing the toe directly down and striking with the laces is going to help you generate power and force. Because if you have a wobbly foot, you'll never be able to generate the power that you want. Pay attention to the way my foot is pointed straight down. This allows me to make contact with the laces of the boot. We're striking in the center of the ball, we're locking our ankle, and we're driving directly through the ball. By pointing our toe straight down, we're able to lock our foot, lock our calf in the soleus, generating force and power. Later on in the video, I'm going to teach you exactly how to train this so that you're able to get a lot of repetitions in a short amount of time. What you have to understand is that the locking of the ankle is one of the most vital pieces of having a strong power shot. Because if it's wobbly, you're going to generate no power. The last step, which is step four, generating power and force is all through the follow through. So as you strike the ball, it's important that you're landing on your shooting foot. By landing on your shooting foot, you're guaranteeing that you're following through the ball. A lot of players who watch baseball, tennis, and these kind of sports will notice that the players, when they're swinging the bat, swing all the way through. That's because they know that generating force and power is in the follow through and is not in stopping right here. So landing on your shooting foot is the basis of a strong power shot. What it looks like altogether would be like this. Notice how I'm landing on that shooting foot. I'm not jumping into it. I'm generating so much power and force that's causing me to follow through and land on my shooting foot. Now let's do a few reps so that you can see the technique that's generating all the power. So all together, it will look like this. Before we step into our progressions, which we're going to mark easy, medium, and hard, let's talk about the FAQ, which is the frequently asked questions. A lot of players make a lot of mistakes when it comes to a power shot. So let's break down the most common mistakes and answer them right now. Firstly, let's break down the foot placement. So when we're striking the ball and we're locking our ankle, it's very possible that your foot will turn like this. When it's turned like this, it's still the same motion. You're locking that ankle and you're still gonna be able to generate power. It's the same thing as pointing the toe straight down. By pointing the toe straight down though, you're getting a more solid surface to finish from. Both are equally okay when striking with power because you're locking the ankle. The key thing you have to focus on is how you lock the ankle. We don't want the ankle to be falling in where you're striking with the inside of the foot. We're not striking with the inside of the foot. We're locking the ankle and we're striking directly on the laces. If you're not striking directly with the laces, you're not generating the power that you should be. By striking with the laces, you'll also be able to generate the dips and curves that you see with a knuckleball. By striking with the laces directly, that's the power that you're looking for. How exactly should I approach the ball? So going at a diagonal angle is the best way to do it. Some players will like to come straight on and strike the ball. Both are equally okay, but if you're coming straight on, you have to remember that you're striking with the toe pointed straight down. I always like to come at a diagonal angle where I'm able to come in, get my foot down, pointed in a straight line through the ball. Notice here, my toe is still pointed straight down and my ankle is locked. This still allows me to get direct power on the ball without turning my foot in and hitting with the inside of the foot. In motion, it looks like 2 or 3 steps away, then you're able to step in and generate power. Another frequently asked question is, why does my ball always curve inside when I'm striking it? It's because the angle of your foot is incorrect. You're still striking too much with the inside of the foot. If I'm striking the ball and I'm trying to point my ankle, but yet the ball still spins inside, it's because I'm not locking the ankle properly. By locking the ankle properly, the ball will go in a straight line with minimal spin. If you're getting that internal spin, it's because at the last moment, you're turning your foot in and you're not fully striking through the ball. This happens when the ankle is not properly trained, and vice versa. If the ball is curving away from you and spinning outward like a trivela, that's because you're striking too long. When you go in to lock your ankle, you're striking and you're still pulling all the way through the ball. That'll cause the ball to rise, but it's also gonna spin outwardly. That means you need to work more on the timing of locking your ankle. Let go of the ball sooner so that it goes in a straight line and you're not coming all the way across it, causing it to spin outwards. Let's jump straight into our easy progressions. Where we are is at a wall next to the field. What we're focusing on here is one simple technique. We need to master the ability to lock our ankle and strike through the ball. By locking our ankle and striking through the ball at a wall, we're gonna be generating tons and tons of repetitions. What I would like for you is that you're not too far away from the wall. So if you're beginning and starting out, come right next to the wall and begin locking your ankle with both right and left foot. Point the toe directly down and then let it relax. I don't want you to stay like this and keep your foot locked, because that's not going to teach you how to engage the ankle and calf to lock the ankle properly. So strike it, let it relax, strike it. By doing this over and over again, you're going to develop the ability to strike the ball properly, because a huge part of striking the ball with power is locking that ankle, being able to point the toe straight down and generate power and force. Once you can comfortably do this with both right and left foot, you're going to be able to take away your weak foot from your game, being able to strike with power with both right and left equally. Moving straight into our medium progressions, it's all about getting reps in the goal mouth. So same thing we focused on before, we're focusing on technique and we're striking through the ball. Focus here on perfect technique, getting the ball to lift and rise and generating as much power as possible. During this phase, it's important that you spend a lot of time focusing on your technique. Focus on the arm movement, the way you plant your foot, and landing on your shooting foot. If you need to go back and rewatch the video, study the technique and the form, then go ahead and do that. Now, for the hard progressions, we're gonna walk outside of the box. Now it's about game realistic movements. So striking at pace, throwing a skill move in, finishing at will. What's important here is you integrate the technique and focus on the technique heavily here. Let's get straight into it. It's vital and important that you understand that the power shot first importance is generating power and force using technique. After that, you can hone in your accuracy and your precision. Focus here on the technique. That concludes the video. Thanks for watching. If you guys like content like this, consider liking, subscribing, and sticking around. I'm going to be dropping content like this as much as possible. Thank you again for watching.